Well, Mustafa Ozel is with the International Labour Organization in Geneva. He joins us now for more analysis on the refugee crisis. Mr. Ozel, good to speak to you this evening. Has the world done enough to try and combat and tackle this growing refugee crisis?
Actually, good evening, Mr. Melbourne. Thank you very much for interviewing with the ILO. We have done a current study recently published, but our study does not cover the refugee numbers because the study that we have done so far, the current study refers to 2013, where after this year, refugee crisis accelerated. However, we all know that the labor migration can be an important channel for addressing the labor supply, demand needs, for stimulating, innovating, and development, as well as transferring and updating skills. But in order to be able to do so, we need to have a good data, reliable data. So that's why we worked on this issue and developed a report which gives a robust and reliable information which can be used to develop evidence-based policy. And through these numbers, the implication of the effectiveness of the policies also can be measured.
Now, Mr. Ozel, you mentioned there that your data reaches back to 2013, and obviously the refugee crisis has increased dramatically in the past 12 months. What do you expect the figures to reach once you are able to analyze 2015's numbers?
Yes, actually, it refers to 2013, but of course this is a benchmark data. For the first time, there is a global estimates on labor migrant people, labor migrant workers, actually. We had the UN is publishing labor migration statistics on labor migrant people, but there was no data about the labor migrant workers. Now, with this report, we came up with the number of 150 million migrant workers, and it reveals interesting figures, such as, if I may say, 56% of all migrant workers are female. And more interestingly, one of the specific features of the study, we found out the number of domestic workers in the world is 11.5 million. Why it's important? Because domestic migrant workers are more vulnerable. They don't have access to the legislation, and also they are a kind of hidden. They are less protected. And also, if you look at these people, almost 73% of those people are female.
Well,
so
Mustafa,
in other words, yes,
Mr. Ozel, we must stop it there. But thank you very much. Some staggering numbers coming up. But thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.